my channel. My name is Karina, and for the purpose of this video, it's important to say that I am a licensed speech language pathologist assistant in the state of Texas. Now, if you saw the title of this video, I am clearly going to be sharing with you guys how I came to be a licensed speech language pathologist assistant, or just an SLPA. I'm completely only speaking, for Texas and my personal experience, because you have to remember a lot of things have changed after COVID, whether it be like the educational requirements, they're kind of lenient on some stuff last time I checked, and like the turnaround time between when you submit your SLPA application and when you actually receive your license, that time has increased. It's no longer, let's just say, 2 weeks. Now it's several months. Now that I got that out of the way, I can rewind back to when I first became interested in speech therapy. So for starters, not every college will have the speech language pathology major or communication sciences and disorders. They won't have any of that. Not every single college does. Step one is definitely to narrow down your search. If you know this is what you want to do and you want to study in college, you have to narrow down your colleges to that major. In many cases, the major will be CSD, which is communication sciences and disorders. It may be speech language pathology and or audiology. Step two is completing my bachelor's degree. So normally it is a 4-year degree. You're going to school for those 4 years and you're taking several courses on speech language pathology. You're learning about communication disorders, you're learning about the ear, you're learning about how everything works together. However, I myself finished in 3 years, so that was a big accomplishment. Woohoo! Step three, in my opinion, is the longest part. It's where you have to actually do your research and figure out what the state of Texas is requiring for you to get your license. So I went ahead and looked it up again because I did get my license in 2018. We're in 2021, so first thing the state of Texas wants is proof of your Texas jurisprudence exam. Now that one I completely took online. I didn't think it was very difficult at all. Once I completed it, that same day I was able to submit proof and put that in my application. Second thing they want is at least 24 academic hours in speech language pathology and or audiology. Now on the actual website, they break this down into what they're looking for, which could be, for example, 3 hours in hearing science, another 3 hours to be language in the brain. And a big note is that they want a grade of a C or more, which I think is perfect because a lot of programs already make you get a C or higher for these reasons, to either apply for grad school or for getting your license. So it just works out. Now I think they break it up like this because you don't exactly need a bachelor's degree in speech language pathology. You could technically have a degree in something else as long as you're getting those 24 hours in what the state of Texas wants. Then you're able to apply to be an SLPA. The way they're going to know you have a C average or higher is by getting your transcript. So that is going to be the third thing they want. And I found that the easiest way to go about it was submitting it electronically. And the last thing they're looking for, which is very, very important, is 25 clinical observation hours plus 25 clinical assisting hours. So in my opinion, this was the hardest to get. I had to take a specific course in my undergrad career to get my 25 observation hours. Now that course was not required for my program, so it was completely optional. I went ahead and did it anyway so that it just became easier for me to get my license once I did graduate with my degree. As for the 25 clinical assisting hours, that was a little bit harder and actually caught me by surprise. Not a lot of people know that you need this. My program didn't specifically state that I needed 25 clinical assisting hours. They never offered it until I was about to graduate. I got very, very lucky, and UT did offer a summer program where you were able to assist graduate students, supervised by an SLP, of course, but you're able to assist them, and at the end of the summer program, you get the 25 clinical assisting hours that you need. Without that summer program, I'm sure I could have gotten my clinical hours another way, but it would have been a little bit harder because I just didn't have all 25 by the time I graduated. For some reason, I've just always thought that's very difficult for people trying to obtain a license. A lot of people get discouraged or get their degree and they don't want to go to grad school, and then they feel kind of stuck. Like, where am I going to get these clinical hours? So I went ahead and checked their website for that information, and they either updated it or it's always been there and I've never noticed. They mentioned that it's possible to obtain these 25 clinical assisting hours or the 25 observation hours. If you're lacking either one, you're able to still obtain those hours under the supervision of an SLP. However, you would need your license before you're able to obtain those hours. It's a little difficult to understand, but I broke it down pretty good, right? So essentially you would be telling the state of Texas, you'd be submitting your application and then also stating that you're lacking either some hours observing, some hours of the clinical assisting. Then they give you your license, you go to your employer, and once you get a SLP supervisor, you let them know, hey, can you please watch over me while I'm obtaining one of these? I think it's a little bit harder that way, and I completely understand why people get discouraged, because I know I was super nervous. I remember feeling kind of behind because I didn't already have my license in my hand. I remember when I applied for my first job, I was like, I don't have my license, you know? So that brings me to my next step, which was applying for my very first job. I started applying for jobs while I was still in the process of obtaining my SLPA license. I feel like that's just what you have to do, because remember, you don't already have an SLP supervisor. You get the SLP supervisor when you're applying for your license, because they have to sign off and say, I'm going to watch Miss Karina Sanchez for the next 2 years. You're at this step and you're feeling kind of stuck. You don't really know where to apply or how it's going to work out. I'm here to tell you it will work out. It worked out for me and it will work out for you. I completely understand feeling desperate, feeling like you're at a disadvantage, but I promise it will get better. Once you get your first job, it becomes a lot easier. And the second to last step was meeting my SLP supervisor. You better believe I had those documents ready for her to just sign. And then I submitted my entire application. I sent it off, and then I received my SLPA license, I want to say in about 2 weeks. Now, the very last step was to schedule an appointment to get like a criminal background check. Essentially, it was looking at all of your history to see if you've ever been charged with a crime, I guess. Now, I think I got my license so fast too because I already knew to be expecting an email that would be telling me to schedule an appointment for a criminal history background check. I knew that was coming in, so the second I applied and mailed everything, I believe like the next day or two, I got an email to schedule an appointment. I went to a place nearby and they just did my whole thumbprint and stuff, and then in 2 weeks I had my license. If there's people watching this video and you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're at a disadvantage because you don't have your license, I get it, but believe me, there will be employers out there that will want to work with you. There's going to be employers that want to help you get your license, especially if you have experience. If you're confident in what you know and what you've learned already, they'll help you out for sure. So I'm here to tell you it does get better. I promise. I've been there. It will feel so much better and things will go smoothly once you do get that license in your hand. There you have it. That was a pretty long process. If you have any SLPA questions, please make sure to leave a comment down below. I really like reading other people's experiences and really helping people out because, again, I've been there. I know what all that felt like. If I can just help a few people get their SLPA license, feel more confident about themselves, then I really feel like I'm doing some work in doing these YouTube videos, you know? It'll help me, it'll help you. So please leave a comment down below about any SLPA questions you may have. If you did like my content today, please make sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It'll mean so much to me. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!